When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Live from New York, it's a show that's only an hour.
So we got to go.
For the whole week.
Well, not even that. Friday, it's 0 minutes.
And Friday, it's 0.
Hour today, hour tomorrow, hour Thursday. We got to
That means no shenanigans, right?
No, I'm locked in.
Exactly right.
Locked in.
It also means KW might wander. KW has a hard time being locked in if we are not 3 to 5.
What?
When we're only when the time's different, when it's shorter, he starts thinking.
I am a little
Yeah,
bit
he
of
starts feeling like you're off.
Yeah.
creature of habit.
It's a light day.
A little bit.
But you
The
did wear your
only hour.
serious shirt. So
Exactly right.
That is that's
I look like a
classic.
banker. Thank
Yeah.
you. Today, the Lakers are swept. Is the LeBron era in LA over? Meanwhile, 30 days into the World Cup, June 11th for the tournament, June 12th for Team USA. We run through our best case scenarios and unfortunately the worst case scenario. Also, Rob Stone here tomorrow, a little promo. And finally, a fun episode of King of the Hill. We're just going to have a blast. Not too many people on it, to be honest with you, bro.
21.
Well,
What do you mean?
lost
well?
a lot of superstars.
Yeah, there's 21 guys. There are, how many teams are remaining at this point? 6? 6 teams remaining? Mm-hmm. 21 guys.
That's pretty good.
It's good.
Also, although we only have an hour show, I do have some bonus takes there.
Wow.
I built them in.
That's
You love the
Bruce's
bonus.
thing.
Now he's taking
it's great,
that. He's
though.
clearly
You
taking
try
the
to
bonus.
steal his misdirection. You
You
steal
love
his bonus
stealing
takes.
my stuff.
Yeah, I would never.
I never tried to steal his misdirection.
You've done.
Yes, I did! Christmas star Kevin Wilds, Nick Wright. We're starting in Los Angeles. Lakers had a lead, 110-109. But this is Chet on LeBron. Boom.
Chet was playing with some force late.
Chet was
I was
playing
like,
like he
man.
was 220.
Right,
Then
he
LeBron
was.
misses
He really
this.
was.
The Lakers get an open shot from Austin Reeves. It doesn't go. They get
Good
stuck
look.
at 110.
They got 2 good looks. LeBron's wasn't a bad look. He just pushed it. Austin just missed.
Sweep is on. LeBron finishes the game with 24, 12, and 3. Here he was after the game.
Obviously, we're still fresh from, obviously losing, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for me, obviously, as it stands right now tonight. I got a lot of time. I'll sit back, like I think I said it last year after we lost, I think, to Minnesota, to go back and recalibrate with my family and talk with them and spend some time with them. And then when the time comes, I obviously, you guys will know what I decide to do.
Quick note from McMenamin that came out about an hour ago. Pelinka said he wants to, quote, honor LeBron by giving him the time to make a decision on his future, but wants him back if he wants to come back. So, best option for LeBron, return, retire, or relocate.
This is the ultimate athletic kind of choose your own adventure as far as depends on what he's going for. I think there's 4 viable options, and I think they all fill a different potential bucket. So I'm going to lay that out, and then I'll say what I want LeBron to do. But I agree with what Bruce said. He obviously is going to and should do what he wants specifically, but so I'll be selfish about what I want on it. But the ultimate legacy play is to go to the New York Knicks and try to win a championship, assuming they don't win the title this year. Right. That is the.
And we just got to wait and see.
Right. But
if they do win, the Knicks are out, though.
Yes.
Got to be out. Absolutely.
It wouldn't make any. The difference between delivering them their first championship in more than 50 years or joining them when they're already champions.
He cannot do that. He can't do that. No, he can't.
But I do.
Let me ask you this. What if they go to the finals, lose in 6?
I think if they go to the finals and lose in almost any fashion other than maybe the way the Pacers lost last year. Game 7 with an injury question around it. He can go there and he will get it, celebrate if they were to win, celebrated as the piece. And so it would be 4th ring with 4th team. I think they would have a real shot at it. And there's a very easy way to make that work as far as where he can get paid somewhat because It'd probably have to be like a sign-and-trade for Mikal Bridges or a sign-and-trade for OG Anunoby or something like that.
Both of whom would
fit with the Lakers
Luka.
great. So, but that's the highest upside legacy play on it. Second one, it's kind of the storybook one last run in Cleveland. Started there, ended there. He always talks about Northeast Ohio and Akron and all of that. And I think they would be viable contenders. And I am assuming Harden wouldn't be there, but the rest of the pieces would be. Bucket 3, what's best for the NBA? Him to go to Golden State.
There we go.
I don't think they could win the championship. I think it would be a little weird to see him finish his career on Steph's team, but it would be the biggest show the NBA's had in forever. And then there's the family play, which is stay in Los Angeles. Not be long distance from his wife and daughter, play on the team with Bronny, all of that. I think those are the 4 viable options. Brew, me personally, I'd want him to be the final piece for the Knicks. Not only because we're here and you get to see him play, but I think that is the most exciting and interesting of the chapters, along with the team with the best chance to win a championship. So that's how I see it. I think those are his 4 options. I think they're all legitimate options. I think the best option's the Knicks under the circumstances I laid out.
I think all that's great. I agree with a lot of that, and even the reasons you laid out. Let me address the retirement thing. I don't think he's going to retire. I would love to see him have a retirement tour, like for the year.
So would he.
But the problem with that, here's the problem with that.
What's in a retirement tour?
He's playing so well that he's playing well enough where it's always going to be like, well, should he play next year? You know what I mean?
That's the thing about
like
the
he's
retirement
playing
tour.
so
You box
well. It's
yourself
like
into where you have to quit.
Well, you have to be kind of. That's why he's not. Probably next year is not the
No,
last
but
year.
that's
because next year, I mean, if he doesn't play that well next year, then he maybe decides to retire, or maybe says I'll play next year, but it's a retirement tour.
Yeah.
But if he plays fairly well, it's like he's playing well enough where I'll consider playing again next year.
Yeah.
So I think
like
that's
standing ovation. Like when I went to the Garden to see the Lakers, there was no vibe of retirement tour.
No.
And I thought it was going to be like standing ovation or a little bit like
because he's
nothing.
still playing well enough where everybody's like,
Yes.
you can see him playing next year.
Go ahead.
The other thing is, if he's on a contender and they really have a chance to win the championship, that's going to outweigh a possible retirement. Like if he plays on the Knicks next year and they're going for the ring, that's going to outweigh his retirement.
Correct.
And so it'll be interesting. He almost has to fall off
Or be on a
great
bad team.
deal.
It's weird. Like Kobe's
to have
last
a
year, the team
retirement
was
tour.
not good. Jordan with the Wizards, the team was not good. Right. So you knew when his last game was going to be.
Yep.
If you're on a playoff team, you never know technically what the last game is going to be.
Right.
So, but
right.
go ahead.
Yeah. So the retirement is that. I agree with you on the teams. Cleveland, look, I'm going to say this, and he didn't win a championship during his first stint in Cleveland. I was there a lot then. I was in Miami a lot. Back in Cleveland, I was there a pretty good amount. I haven't been to L.A. a ton, but I've been there for some of his games. The atmosphere during his first run in Cleveland was the best of any of his stays.
Wow.
Without question.
Wow.
It was awesome. And even when he went back and won a championship there, it wasn't the same because it was almost like there was this air of innocence. His first run, he was a hometown kid. They were a great team later in his stint there and going for a championship. Nothing was like, even when he went back, it wasn't the same. So I say that to say if he went back for an Act 3 in Cleveland, it would be pretty great.
Yeah.
I think the best way for that to happen, and this is a deal that will work for the Lakers and the Cavs.
Okay.
How about a trade? And I know sign and trade is tough for them, but maybe a trade of LeBron, if they could do this, for Jared Allen. Jared Allen with Luka would be phenomenal. And obviously you get LeBron. So I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Harden is interesting. I don't like Harden and LeBron
Harden
together.
would have to be gone.
But I'm wondering how Harden's going to be gone. Like, I wonder, was there a wink-wink deal where he's going to get a contract extension? A lot of people saying he's going to opt out, get a 2-year extension with the Cavs. Or if I'm Harden and I don't get that, I'm not opting out. He has a player option for $42 million next year. Where is he getting $42 million from?
Nowhere.
In the league. So he might be there. I don't like that team. I think ultimately his best thing is to stay in New York. In New York, we have to wait and see. Let's see what happens with the Knicks. But stay in L.A. They have tons of cap room. They're one. I'll get to this after this next deal. They're one of 3 teams that's going to have cap room, Chicago and Brooklyn. Obviously, neither one of those is attractive. So go out and get a bunch of players that you need, young players you need, 3-and-D type players, and I'll have a list of that in the next segment. And then LeBron re-signs with them for whatever amount makes sense.
Okay.
So,
interesting. All right, so where do the Lakers go from here? They're going to build around Luka. Headline from The Athletic. Lakers must build around Luka. What does that mean for LeBron and Austin Reeves? The promises made to Doncic and his representatives before he signed an extension with the Lakers weren't to have one good month, that May month where they went 15-2. Those promises were to give him a locker room full of his types of players, to find him replicants, if not improvements, of the balanced roster he made a finals run with in Dallas in 2024. Here's Luka last night.
This season, obviously didn't end how we wanted. But I feel like the last push we made, in the end of the regular season, we thought that we can compete for championship. I think we had a great team. We had great chemistry, and obviously playing with AR and Braun was an unbelievable experience. They're 2 great players, and it was really fun to share a court with them.
Okay. Should Luka want LeBron back?
yes, LeBron has shown he can be great in a third option role. Third scorer role. He does all the things they need done in that regard. He also is a leader, and Luka can learn. Luka should be like, I'm going to learn from his work ethic. Why is he at 41 playing in the playoffs and I wasn't able to? All right, so I think for that reason, for LeBron's leadership that Luka can learn from, for all those reasons, he should want LeBron back. I think what the Lakers should do, I mentioned going out and signing some 3-and-D type guys. Here's some of the potential free agents. Some of these guys, like you got Ayo Dosunmu, Peyton Watson, Lou Dort, Kobe White, Tari Eason. I would love to get Dosunmu on that team. Now, Dosunmu is a straight up free agent. He'd be my number one guy I'm going for. Watson's restricted. It'll be tough. Yeah. Dort has a team option. So, but they got so many players.
Dort go?
I mean, they got a lot of players. He's on the hook for $18 million and a team option. They got guys that might be able to replace him.
I would imagine they'll.
I don't know.
I would imagine what they would do is, even if they don't want him, Lou Dort at $18 million is such a good deal. They'd pick it up just to trade him.
To trade,
would be my guess. So I don't think Dort will probably hit for
Kobe White, I believe, is a free agent.
Be good, I guess.
Kobe could be good, and Tari Eason, he'd be my last choice of those guys. But I want to go after some of that, and then again, it's a team option. Isaiah Hartenstein as a big. Or I mentioned trading LeBron for Jared Allen, which I would do if I'm the Lakers, if I could get Jared Allen. Because you got to build around Luka. And with the team basically like it was last year, this past year, is not winning a championship.
Mm-hmm. So I think Luka should want LeBron back. I am much less optimistic about the Lakers' off-season flexibility than Brew, because a lot of that cap room is because Luke Kennard is a free agent. He's a guy that fits with Luka. Rui Hachimura, who doesn't miss a 3 in the playoffs, he's a free agent. Like, to open up the cap space, they have to not only not re-sign those guys, renounce their rights to them, so they can't go over the cap to bring them to get them in. The guys, Austin Reeves, obviously, you can time when you sign his extension, but Austin's going to go from a very small cap number to a massive cap number.
You got to sign guys before.
Right, you have to sign those guys before. And the few guys they do have under contract, their contracts are underwater. Like Jared Vanderbilt's $13 million a year. He doesn't really play in the playoffs. Like, now he hurt his finger, but even prior to that, Dalton Connect is a guaranteed it's only like $5 million bucks.
Yeah.
But it's still. But my point is,
they could have about $50 million.
They could have about $50 million, but that's with no LeBron, Or that's before LeBron signed.
Right.
That's
so just wait on
it's
Kennard, I mean, he doesn't – I need defenders.
No, I agree with that. But they don't have a lot of bodies on the roster to open up that $50 million, and $50 million goes fast. And so I think it's going to be very hard for the Lakers, barring a Giannis trade, to have, if LeBron were to leave, to have a second guy next to Luka better than LeBron's been the last couple of years.
But it might not be just a second guy.
Yes, it might be multiple people.
Yeah.
To build what they had in
Look at OKC.
Dallas.
Look at Detroit. Look at so.
OKC.
No, I mean go get some.
He's saying
guys that are
no big
athletic
second
and
option,
defend
but a bunch
and
of
get threes and.
LeBron concludes his 8th season with the Lakers, made the playoffs every year but 2. Playoff series record, 7-5, got a championship, got the points record, threw an alley-oop to his son, Space Jam 2, started golfing. Here was LeBron looking back on this year.
I'm not looking at, my year as a disappointment. That's for damn sure. Especially, I was put into some positions that I've never played in my career before. Actually, in my life. I've never been a third option in my life. So to be able to, thrive in that role for that period of time, and then have to step back into the role that I've been accustomed with over my career, over my life of playing a sport, and be able to thrive under that, and then just my teammates allowing me to lead them under extreme circumstances, that was pretty cool for me at this stage of my career.
If this was LeBron's last game with the Lakers, was his tenure a success?
Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. And this is where I think there is such a wild double standard for LeBron compared to other contemporary stars. And I'm not even talking about the points record or anything with Bronny. I'm talking about his Lakers team success. Since LeBron's been with the Lakers, only the Celtics have the Lakers clearly beat in team success. No team's won more rings. No team's been to more finals. There hasn't been teams that have been consistently in the finals. The Celtics have been to 2 finals and won 1. The Lakers are then tied for second with a bunch of other teams on been to 1 finals, won 1 championship. OKC obviously in a month might eclipse them. And then LeBron's, this is what I would ask. Has Jokic's career with Denver been a success? Has Giannis's career with Milwaukee been a success? Because
they have been better, though, than LeBron with the Lakers.
Well, here's what it is.
I don't see MVPs.
No. I'm talking about team success.
I know, but I'm just saying you got to factor that in.
No. But I'm talking. That's why I said I'm not even talking about the point record or anything. I'm purely talking about the team success.
Yeah.
This is LeBron with the Lakers versus Joker, who's been with the Nuggets for 11 years. Giannis has been with the Bucks for 13 years. It's the same number of finals appearances, the same number of titles, the same number of conference finals appearances, roughly the same regular season win percentage, the playoff win-loss rate, 8 series wins, 10 series wins, 7 series won. If the Lakers were not successful with LeBron, then what we're saying is in the last 8 years in the NBA, only the Celtics have been successful. Or maybe not them. Maybe nobody's been successful.
But the reason there's a double standard is he's LeBron. Nobody else is in the GOAT conversation. LeBron.
But you don't.
So I'm just saying, you can't sit here and say there's a double standard. Of course there is. You're LeBron James.
No,
hold on. Yeah. I'm not gonna say he wasn't successful. He was wildly successful with the Lakers. So I'm agreeing with you on that. But I'm just saying, yes, that's a compliment to LeBron that there's a double standard. I'm not comparing you to freaking Nikola Jokic, as great as he is. I'm comparing you to Michael Jordan, yourself, Kareem, Matt, guys like that. So there's a double standard, yes. But I agree with you, it was wildly successful. I said before he went to LA, if you go there, you got to win a championship. Because all the all-time greats except Elgin Baylor there won championships.
Yep.
He did do that. He also got, in accordance with the championship, Anthony Davis there. He became the all-time leading scorer there. That's nothing to sneeze at. He played with his son there, which is something we've never seen. The Lakers don't do big events, with all due respect, as well as the Knicks do. I've been around both teams. If he had played with Bronny in New York, been the all-time leading scorer in New York, it would have been blown out of this world. So those are huge things you can't discount. I think my hierarchy, obviously he's not like the greatest Laker of all time, but this is my hierarchy of Los Angeles Lakers, because George Mikan was in Minneapolis. But Magic, Kobe, some might switch that. That's fine. I don't argue that. Kareem third, Shaq fourth, Jerry West fifth, and then LeBron sixth.
LeBron becoming sixth is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's.
And it's ahead of Wilt.
Wilt was there only 5 years,
only
won one
counting what they did as Lakers.
Yeah.
That's why Kareem's down to third. I think you're totally right, Brew, that LeBron should be held to a higher standard than Jokic and Giannis. The point that and maybe I didn't say it, I just thought it. I don't think, past his prime LeBron should be held to a higher standard than prime Jokic and prime Giannis. That's the point I'm making.
I agree with that.
And so, the Lakers...
That's why I like this getting sweat.
Yeah,
anybody that thinks
the
that
Lakers' tenure was the very end of what was left of his prime, and then still great, but past his prime. And there's just no team has been ripping off, these unbelievable runs over these last 8 years. And so it's made making 2 conference finals and winning 1 championship maybe more impressive than it would have been 20 years ago.
Chiefs Broncos Week 1. That's next on FS1 and the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM. Want to hear an interesting stat, bro? Only the 4th time in LeBron's career he's been swept.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Okay, so we're 31 days away from our first game, Team USA's first game. Nick, you got 60 seconds. Best, worst, most likely scenario for Team USA.
All right, I'm going to start with the bad. Worst case. They don't win the group, Turkey A does, and because of that, they have a tougher round of 32 draw. They lose their first knockout round game, and then you have to just salt the earth of U.S. soccer, fire everyone, and start over. That's worst case. It's not going to happen. Most likely, they win the group, they win 1 knockout round game, they get to the round of 16, and they lose there, which has kind of been the glass ceiling for most U.S. men's national teams. Best case, you win the group. You get a 3rd place team in the round of 32. You win that game. Round of 16, you're like, wait, I recognize you. We're playing Belgium in the round of 16. We did that once upon a time, and we avenge our 2014 loss to Belgium in the round of 16. And then in the round of 8, in what would be the biggest game in U.S. soccer history, we would be playing Croatia or England or Portugal or Argentina or Spain. And in an upset for the ages, carried by a home crowd, the U.S. makes the semifinals of a home World Cup. Like South Korea did, by the way, in 2002, making a semifinals.
You forget England.
And that's where
that would be awesome.
That makes the Final Four. That really is the ceiling, but that's the best case. And there's a path. There's a path. There's a path.
There you go.
That'd be
Rob
great.
Stone on the show tomorrow. We'll kick it around.
Oh, and I have new Legos to show him.
Okay. Afternoon headlines sponsored by Hilton Garden Inn. Hilton, it's for the stay. First Monday Night Football game announced this morning. Showcase of the AFC West powerhouse and Super Bowl fave looking to bounce back after they lost their quarterback, taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Hey, hello everybody. Thanks, I'll be here. Career head-to-head, Bo versus Patrick. 1 win apiece. They oddly play each other when both guys aren't playing a lot. But Bo Nix has done pretty well in these games.
3-1 against the Chiefs.
September 14th is the date. The location, oddly, no one knows. Do you like this for game 1?
Oh.
What's the one when we were talking about best case, worst case for week 1? So what's the one type of team I didn't want to play, KW? Do you remember, or were you just looking at yourself in the mirror?
I was, but I was doing multitasking. I'm guessing you didn't want to play a team with an aggressive pass rush.
Great pass rush. Mahomes, first game back from the injury. You then add to it that Mahomes' first game back from the injury, you would, in theory, not want it to be one of your highest leverage games of the year against the, divisional games count for twice, all of that.
Said that, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like it.
No.
I love it, bro.
No, you don't.
I do.
That's not true.
I absolutely do. And I don't care where it is. Listen, I see Kyle Brandt and all these Broncos fans this morning being like, if this game isn't in Denver, it's an outrage. They earned it. That's not. Let me just tell everybody how the NFL schedule works. You win the Super Bowl, you get to host week 1. Everything else is up for grabs. Yeah. The Chiefs went to 3 straight Super Bowls. And you know where they started the next year? In Brazil. The idea that because the Broncos win a division one time, they should host week 1. For the record, I do hope this game is in Denver in week 1. I hope we save the Arrowhead game for later. And you know what we're going to do? Run the ball down their throat.
Oh, now you're a running team all of a sudden?
What do you mean? I don't know if you saw our draft or if you saw Kenneth Walker or you saw maybe the biggest single upgrade of any positional room across the entire offseason was the Chiefs going from a bottom 3 running back room to a top 8 running back room overnight. And I understand Mahomes coming off an ACL. He had that surgery months ago. Last I checked, Bo Nix is still having surgeries. He just had another one.
Yeah, it's
procedural. And all of a sudden I can hear it. Mansour Delane with an interception in his first game against Bo Nix. I love it. Sean Payton staring across the field saying, what could have been had I not talked about drafting Patrick Mahomes? I never would have left New Orleans. I would have been down there forever eating beignets. To remind Denver, great season last year, impressive run, unlucky end with Bo Nix's injury.
True.
And congrats on breaking the Chiefs, 9 straight divisional title streak. But the division still runs through Kansas City, so I love it.
Can I show you a full screen? And I know you do love it.
He's 13-2 against
I'm
Denver.
not. You're going to guess full screens now? It's not what it is. Broncos defense.
That's last year.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Number 1 in sacks.
That's great.
Second most by any team in the last 35 seasons. Number 1 in pressures. If I'm Patrick Mahomes' first game, I wouldn't want this. I wouldn't want the Broncos. I wouldn't want the Seahawks, and I wouldn't want the Texans, and I got one of them.
I wouldn't want any of those teams from 2025 either.
You think there's going to be a huge fall off on Broncos
I know that
rush?
the team that had the most of any team in the last 35 years was the Eagles a couple years ago, and the next year, yes, it fell off a cliff. I know that the Chiefs were second in the league in sacks the year the Eagles set the record for the last 35 years, and the next year it fell off a cliff. Defense varies massively year to year. Okay. So get it. Remind everyone who you are and run the ball down their throat week 1. Sign me up.
A for effort, Nick.
What do you mean?
I do think deep down inside you're like,
and it's the latest, most possible rehab time for Patrick. It went from a Wednesday to a Monday, potentially.
Well, I think what you're saying, and I agree with, it is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, if you come out there and beat Denver, then it's like, okay, we're back.
Exactly.
Right? So I'll give you that, but...
And if you don't, well, Patrick's rusty.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna pick Denver in this game.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if it's in the Chiefs in Mahomes' backyard. I'm picking Denver right now.
It does have that feel.
In pencil.
Yeah.
But I agree with Wiles. Like, the defense, some teams' defense doesn't fluctuate.
No, Texans.
Like, some teams are going to be, that's what their personality is. I think the defense is going to be tough. I wouldn't want to see them in Mahomes' first game. Rust, just not being comfortable, whatever it might be. And remember, Denver loves seeing the Chiefs. Sean Payton wants to beat them any chance he gets. Mm-hmm. Bo Nix is 3-1. I get Mahomes didn't play 2 of those games, but he's 3-1 against the Chiefs. And they added Jaden Waddle. So that their offense you would think will be better. We'll see what the Chiefs' defensive backfield is like. Obviously like Delane, but we'll see what the rest of it looks like. So I just think this is a tough opener for the Chiefs, but it is an opportunity, and if
can I
measure
just real quick, let me ask you a question. I know we're talking about it from the Chiefs' perspective. deep down, you think the Broncos are thrilled with this? Because I do not. The Broncos flying high feel like, man, we got screwed. Not got screwed. Got unlucky with Bo Nix's injury. And, now we are the team to beat in the AFC. In the AFC West, certainly. And now that might last one weekend.
So perhaps, but if I'm Sean Payton, it's the same reason I wanted to play the Chiefs early. I hope I still do. Patriots still do get to play the Chiefs early. Patrick Mahomes will be better in Week 5 than he will be in Week 1, I assume.
Yeah.
Mansour Delane will be better seeing his 100th snap than his first. Kenneth Walker Jr., the first time the Ravens had Derrick Henry, they're like, what should we do? Run him like a handful of times for like 60 yards? They just didn't. I mean, I think it's pretty basic, hand the ball, but perhaps there's blocking schemes where you guys figure out how to. I think he'll be better Week 5 than Week 1. So I feel like there's a lot of just freshness to the Chiefs.
But then same thing, Jalen Waddle, this will be his worst time with the Broncos and Sean Payton's offense.
Maybe, but you guys have a full new secondary, a full new running contingent, and an injured quarterback. I mean, I guess they do too.
I mean, yeah.
And no one knows where it's going to be played.
We don't know where it's going to be played. I hope it's played in Denver. Nice little September balmy evening.
Thursday, September 17th, Bills will open up their brand new stadium against the Lions. Buffalo already favored by 3. Which of these teams is more likely to win their franchise's first Super Bowl? It's not a Super Bowl prediction if you pick a team, so you don't have to say they're not my pick.
I don't have to say it.
You're like, look, they're not my pick, but.
I mean, look, I'm just going to say Josh Allen because he's just better than Jared Goff. And I get it. The last 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks haven't been like all-time greats, Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold. You're not even going to fight him on Jalen Hurts anymore. Wow.
All-time great?
Yeah, I mean, he could become
you put him
that.
on a bunch of graphics next to the greatest players of all time, all the time.
He could become Terry Bradshaw, like I've been saying. But
I didn't mean to interrupt.
And I think both teams obviously are very good, have a chance. I think Detroit's pass a little, with all due respect. The AFC is not going to be easy by any stretch. But the NFC North, tougher division for them. That's not even to mention the NFC West and the East. So I think their path's a little tougher in Detroit. And I just think, like I said, Josh Allen is much better. They are obviously one of the best teams in the AFC, so they got a good shot. So I'm going to say Josh.
Yeah, and the Bills are in, if not the softest, one of the softest divisions in football. Wow. I mean, no, just
Frisky Jets.
Miami's going to be the worst team in the league. I think they want to be.
Third worst.
I think the Jets are going to be bad. And so even if the Patriots are good, that's still a bad division. If half the teams are bottom 5 teams, and if the Patriots are just mediocre, then that's just a flat bad division outside of Buffalo. And so I think that helps a lot. You guys know where I feel about Detroit. I think that train left the station.
So they're out of their window, Super Bowl window, as far as you.
I think so. I think that they are going to continue to miss Ben Johnson. I think that they still are going to continue to struggle to have a reliable pass rush outside of Aiden Hutchinson. And I think that Goff, for the first time in his Lions career, is going to line up under center and be like, ooh, my offensive line has a few question marks on it in a way that it didn't early in my tenure here, plus that division. So I would be stunned if the Lions won the Super Bowl this year. I would not be stunned if Buffalo does. And I mean, I've said this before, even when I, poke at the Bills, I would be very surprised if Josh never gets one. And in a way, I wouldn't be surprised if Lamar or Burrow never get one. Like Josh is the quarterback without a Super Bowl that I am most confident will get one at some point. Of everybody in the league. I guess maybe you could go with the super young guys because you have more time. But of the veteran established quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. And so, I think Buffalo's more likely. The thing that I think works against Buffalo is we have no idea if Joe Brady's any good. Right. And what works for Detroit is we know Dan Campbell's an excellent coach.
Lions offense and the Bills offense both averaged exactly 28.3 points last year. Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
It is.
That was fascinating.
Very.
Coming up next, it's the friendliest segment in all sports. The Lions average 3 fewer yards per game than Buffalo. Isn't that interesting?
Really?
Comcast is delivering extraordinary experiences in live sports through the incredible broadcast and storytelling from NBC, innovative and personalized viewing features on Xfinity and Peacock, and the country's most reliable Wi-Fi. Viewers can enjoy every game-changing play faster and more seamlessly than ever, all on a network built to deliver unforgettable moments as close to live as possible. The ultimate experience for the American sports fan. Learn more at ComcastCorporation.com/sports.
30 days, the biggest World Cup in history kicks off on Fox. And right here on FS1, you can see every match live as the world's best head to the U.S. Countdown's begun. 2026 FIFA World Cup starts June 11th on Fox and FS1. Team USA has a friendly on May 31st against Senegal. But right now, it's time for the friendliest segment in all sports called King of the Hill.
Speaking of friendlies.
Yeah, you can.
That's it?
Yeah, there's not a big introduction for this, you know?
There
It used to be a whole
Never
thing,
was.
Hard rock music.
Nope.
Oh, there never was hard rock music.
Leather
guitars.
jacket.
There never was that.
It's just
Brass knuckles.
King of the Hill.
6 teams left.
It's the equivalent.
There were brass knuckles.
Yeah,
6 teams left. A couple guys not eligible because of injury. Let's just remind you who they are. Jalen Williams, who I've said for a while now, are we sure the Thunder need him? And I'm just saying,
They don't need anybody.
are we sure the Thunder need him?
Honestly, if you were him and you're watching AJ Mitchell just wreck shop in your
You know what I'm
seat-
thinking?
Yeah, what do you
I'm
think?
glad I got that max already. I'm really glad that I have that locked
Yes,
in.
absolutely.
OG Anunoby should be back and, is going to get
Yeah, I'm
the rest.
surprised you took him off.
Well, he missed the last 2 games, and he's not going to be playing. They're not playing for the next week, so there it is. Only 6 rows this week because there's only 6 teams left. We're running out of people. Bottom row. Jaden McDaniels moves down just a bit. Has been a bit of a shooting slump this series. It's fine. Mikal Bridges back on the hill. Stephon Castle, James Harden. Shout out James Harden for certainly the end of Game 3 and a lot of yesterday. But, again, it's the last week. Game 1 and 2, most notably Game 2 of the series in the last week, so he can't move up. De'Aaron Fox is all of a sudden questionable, as is Dylan Harper. More on him in a bit. With a knee injury. First time on the hill. Jared McCain.
Doesn't miss.
Doesn't miss. I got to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of his TikToks. However,
He hasn't deviated, though.
No.
Like, this is what I'm doing.
yeah.
And I'm shooting 80% from three.
Yeah, and so Jared McCain, welcome to the hill. 5th row. After Brew's plead last week, he was right. Tobias Harris moves up. Evan Mobley, he was 2 steals away, Brew, yesterday, from the first ever 5x5 playoff game. 5 points, rebounds, assists, steals,
ever.
blocks.
Wow.
Well, there's only been a handful of 5x5 regular season games where you have 5 of every statistical category.
cool.
He had the blocks, he had the assists, he had everything but the steals, obviously. Nas Reed, just at how strong his neck is.
He took that like a
Classic two
champ.
by me.
He definitely took that like
He took it like a champ, but classic. What's the classic 2, KW?
It's not.
Come on.
I'm not participating.
What do you mean? It might be the story of the NBA playoffs so far. What if he was down on the ground choking? I can't breathe. My windpipe collapsed. Wimby could be kicked out of the league.
Just
What?
measuring someone's collar size.
It's a great indicator of athletic excellence. Everybody understands it. The guys who's
Why was Chet balling yesterday, though?
well, he's an outlier. Dylan Harper, again, popped up on the injury report today late in that game. If you remember going for a loose ball, he kind of got rolled up on and grabbed his knee. Popped up on the injury report today, questionable with the left knee. I assume he's going to play, but that's something to watch.
Yeah.
For
He's
sure.
sweet.
He's excellent.
He is, oh my goodness.
He's excellent.
He's going to be a superstar.
Jared Allen stays where he is. 4th row. Rudy drops just a bit after the series with the Nuggets. I still think I think he's been really solid in his job in this series. He drops just a bit. Listen, I understand there's a ton on Cade's plate. The turnovers are crazy. Like he's got to reel those in to a degree. Also, it would be nice for him if his other all-star would show up at any point this postseason. Donovan Mitchell. You see that? That's funny. Donovan and then A.J. Mitchell. Donovan's just Hootie Tybrew, most points in a playoff half, all-time record. This is your era. It's the all-time record.
I'm going to say Jordan, 63.
No, Sleepy.
Oh, that's
Sleepy
right.
Floyd.
Sleepy Floyd.
Got him.
Against the Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sleepy Floyd. And Donovan had a free throw to set the record with 40.
And he started slow.
He had
was
4
0
at
for 6.
halftime.
Yeah.
He had 4 at halftime, finished with 43.
Eruption.
Unbelievable performance by him yesterday. A.J. Mitchell, second-round pick out of UC Santa Barbara. It turns out he's just awesome.
Yep.
And so
he looks like, it doesn't look like a guy that's just, he can score in that system. No, moves, everything.
It looks like you can build a team around.
Yeah.
It certainly looks like
looks good.
that he could just do what Jalen Williams did. I understand they're different players. Jalen Williams bigger and a better defender, but it is part of that scouting by the Thunder, part of that's player development. They deserve credit for both, as does he.
With Jalen's contract, it'll be interesting.
Well, yeah, well, there are a lot of interesting things the Thunder could do if they want to package a bunch of picks to move up in a draft or something like that. All right, third row, Wemby. I was certain you were going to move up after that brilliant Game 3. 39-15. This is just an insane game by him in Game 3. Then you got kicked out of Game 4. So Game 3 was so great, I'm not moving you down, but Game 4, you got kicked out, you're saying where you're at. Cat, 8 assists a game for the last 7 games. It's unbelievable. Chet finally got revenge on LeBron for that summer run when Chet got hurt with the game-winning, basically, dunk. I mean, he did a couple hop steps, Frogger.
Well, he also caught an alley-oop over LeBron, too, like 30 seconds previous.
Yeah, but the game-winning play was Chet. It was after 3 or 4 travels, but still, it was a great play by Chet. Second row.
You want Chet back? Because he's my guy.
Shea, listen.
He played well last night.
We didn't spend any time on this thing, Abel. I could say it quickly. I thought Shea was exceptional last night. The reverse pivot mid-range that I thought was going to win the game late in the fourth. Then the three-pointer that I was certain was going to win the game late in the fourth. He was great, but he drops just because of the totality of the series and what other people have done. Ant moves up back-to-back 30-point games. And atop the hill, a man who Brew once yelled at me for calling a superstar.
Did I?
Jalen Brunson.
Yes, you were on that corner
that
for a
was before
while.
he was a superstar.
No.
He's a superstar now.
That is the latest edition of King Hill.
Look, it's a good hill. It's
Thank
a good hill. I mean, there's only a few guys left, so it should be.
Do you have bonus takes?
No, I'm going to go straight to it. Because the bonus takes, I'm off that. It's not that cool.
Kind of passive.
Yeah, you do that. It's, it used to be cool, but now it's corny. No, I don't know if anybody's done with it. Gobert, I would switch Tobias Harris and Rudy Gobert.
Well, you just want Tobias moved up even more.
Tobias, look, you mentioned it. You know who's not on the hill? Jalen Duren. He has fallen off.
I'm sorry. Real quick. Are you talking about Tobias Harris?
It's all connected.
Are you talking about Tobias Harris?
I'm talking about the
Pistons. Jalen Duren.
Are you?
Yeah, because it's my bonus take. Well, I don't know. Somebody said not bonus takes.
Oh, you're doing bonus takes? I didn't know.
Well, now you're doing bonus takes on Jalen Duren.
Bonus takes are out of style now.
Then stop talking about Jalen Duren.
I'm saying Tobias Harris has admirably filled in for Jalen Duren's role as the second guy. Averaging 19.5 points, tied for the lead in rebounds this series for the Pistons. Gobert's been a negative 34 in the series. Even their last win, he was a negative 7 plus minus. So I'm switching those two.
Bonus take Jalen Duren.
Bonus takes? We're doing bonus takes now?
It even has a bar for it.
It's worse than you thought.
No, he has one game with more than 12 points these playoffs.
The biggest drop between regular season scoring and playoff scoring since the merger by an all-star. So is he having one? He's having, by the numbers, one of the worst playoffs since the merger.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Bonus take.
Yeah, it's bad.
Another bonus?
Another one?
Is any of this on Cade?
No.
0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're Duren? No.
Just a little bit.
Right, but where's your real take? We're running out of time.
A.J. Mitchell. Hey, what's going on? Actually, I had a soundbite from Shea. Shea's like, yeah, he's the best guy in the series. I'm like, holy cow. Do we have the stat panel or no? A.J. Mitchell? A.J. Mitchell versus SGA. There it is. He's playing great. Actually made more shots than Shea this series.
Better
Played fantastic. Had a highlight of him jumping over
Assist
Marcus.
to turn. He was definitely better than Shea. The question is, was he better than Holmgren?
Yeah.
But AJ was definitely. I mean, then he's not better than
Here's my
Shea,
favorite
but in this
highlight right here.
series,
He just feels he's
where
playing
Marcus falls.
so.
Yeah, that was nasty.
I mean,
that was nasty.
what are we talking about? I went on to Spot Rack. I was like,
Dude, he's $3 million a year.
nuts.
He's $3 million a year, and it goes down. It's
can it go-
2.8 next year, and then a team option for 2.8.
Playing unbelievably.
Yeah.
So confident.
Well done.
It's great. No more bonus takes.